Hello and good evening. Now, our viewing figures were so high last week, we've decided to welcome you back to yet another very special edition of What's My Line. This is the show that asks more questions about your work than the benefits investigators. I'm Peter Rigby, and I'm your host for this evening. And I'll start by introducing you to our specially selected panel. This week we've got 4 authors with us. Firstly, the author who came so close to winning the Booker Prize only a few years ago with her very first novel, Mary Porter and the Photographer's Scone. She also works for British Telecom, and that's a long breathing. Secondly, we're equally honoured to welcome the author of the best-selling cookery book to be published this year, 111 Present Chips, and he's a mechanical engineer, that's Peter. Good evening, Peter.
Good evening,
Are you well? How are your oven chips?
Very well, very crispy, thank you.
Excellent. The author of the groundbreaking Grave Digging for Fun and Profit, part-time housewife, Hannah. Good evening. Are you well? How's the grave digging going?
Slowly.
Yeah, funereal.
Well, you could say that,
Thank
yes,
you.
at present.
And the 4th member of our hand-picked team tonight, the writer of How to Make Money from the Tax Man, Become an Accountant, our accountant, Brian. Good evening, Brian. Are you making money?
Yes.
Were you listening to the budget today?
I was listening, and I'm already £250 to the good.
I'm not at all surprised.
Handing out the new baby bonds.
Oh, excellent. Yes, and that's being the accountant, yeah. That's superb. Right, well, first of all, a reminder of how we play the game. Each of our contestants in turn will defy our panel to discover his or her occupation by asking yes or no questions. 10 no's and the panel's beaten. Again, will our first contestant please come in and show us what her occupation is by writing it on the board. And our next guest is Miss Tracy Cutts from Eyre Street in Wigan.
Oh.
The groans are reserved for the producer.
I'd suggest we move line here, straight to the questions.
Right, Miss Cutts, good evening. Would you care to do a spot of mine for the panel, please? If it's going to be necessary. I think that's plenty. Do you want to come and sit down? Thank you very much. And this is what Miss Tracy Cutts.
Good evening, Miss Katz.
Good evening.
Do you work in the service industry?
Yes. Good evening.
I like to concentrate on the mime here. Were you collecting or gathering something in?
Yes.
Elaine?
Do you work with people?
Yes.
You enjoy your job?
Oh, I love it.
Are you providing a service for these people?
I certainly am.
Were you working on your own? What are you part of?
I was, yes.
And did you have to train for this job? Did you have to have
Yes.
yes.
Right.
You're doing very well.
Would we enjoy having you provide the service for us?
I think so.
Yeah, would that apply to both sexes?
Yes.
I'd like to move on to Pam. We'll ask a question.
Are you working in a one-to-one relationship
Yes.
with your customer? Right.
Are you highly rewarded for your occupation?
Not as much as I think I should be.
If only. If only.
It's not highly rewarded.
Not very
They're all
lucrative.
to be paid for. Right.
There's a very great range of remuneration in
So
this.
there's celebrity doers of this.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Elaine?
Could you work outside? I said a shop environment. Could you work outside of that shop
Yes.
environment? Yes.
That's no problem.
And is your job very physical,
Very tiring.
tiring?
Pamela?
Could we assume that in your job you have to be very particular about hygiene?
Yes.
Yes.
And is it on one specific part of the body?
Yes.
I think you've come through most of the possibilities.
I was just about to ask, is it sort of the... Sorry,
I've got the
yeah.
guess.
Is it the sort of upper half of the body?
Yes.
We don't require your services quite frequently.
Not very often.
Right.
Do you apply makeup?
If I'm asked specially, that's not really
That's not
what I
the-
trained
her
for, but I
primary
do it
purpose, no.
sometimes.
Peter?
When we said it was part of the body, would it be the most upper part of the body?
Yes.
Could I guess it? A hairdresser?
Yes.
Well done. Thank you, Miss Cutts.
He's not getting very,
Thank you, Chrissy.